dad and Gloria had. And the one thing Gloria said that I found very profound, and I was talking with some people here, is who do we model ourselves after? I don't know if you guys ever think about it. If we think about sports, my son who plays soccer, I know who he models himself after in terms of a player. I played basketball. There were players that I wanted to model my game after. And so I ask you guys, who are you guys modeling yourself? And separate from that, who's the model you guys are going to begin setting for the next generation? Because it's all about changing narratives and defining our past. We always think if we do X, Y, Z, we're going to get what we want. But this is NHI. We are critical thinkers. We are taught to think outside the box. We are taught to go craft and envision the kind of life that we want to create, not just for us, but for the people around us. Now, one of the reasons I went to Argentina was because my sister, who's the executive vice president for NHI, basically runs it. I grew up in Austin. She went to college at Vassar up in Poughkeepsie, New York. She's the only girl in the family. And when she left off to college, I tell people, you think that there was a death in the family. Everyone cried their eyes out as she jumps on a plane and flies up to New York. Finally, she was there. After 2 years, she comes back. She says, you know what? I'm going to Spain. My dad said, I'm coming with you. Flew to Spain with her to make sure she was okay. Came back. She comes back, I'm going to Mexico City. She goes to Mexico City, graduates Vassar, I'm going to do my MBA. A year at University of Texas, a year in El Tec de Monterrey. And then she lived. So when I graduated from St. Thomas, all my friends were from other countries. Everyone spoke Spanish except for me. And I had an international experience here in Houston, but I felt like I needed something different than what I wanted out of my life. And that because of a program that I took here at St. Thomas, we had a convenio, like an agreement with another university in La Plata in Argentina that opened my eyes, and I ended up moving to Argentina to do graduate school, do an MBA. Even at 30 years old, my dad was like, no, you're not going. But I knew what I wanted to create for myself because that's what I was taught. And so I challenge you guys, as you spend this week thinking about college, I'd like for you guys to think about what model will you guys become for your young brothers and sisters. Raise your hand if you have younger brothers or sisters. Look around. Look around, everyone. That's a lot of responsibility, and I think it's amazing. And you guys have an opportunity to create new paths for them. And so, what kind of experiences do you guys want when it comes to college selection? The same as what you have right now? Right? You guys want more than what you have? Do you want something different? These are going to be the conversations that we're going to have. I hope by the end of this program, you guys at least begin thinking about what experience you guys want for your college experience. It's not just about choosing a college. It's going to be a decision that's going to shape who you guys are. At the Texas Collegiate World Series 2025. Now, I will stop talking and I will extend our gratitude to our host, the University of St. Thomas, again, my alma mater, for welcoming us again to our beautiful campus. Today, we are joined by an individual that has 25 years of experience and serves as a Chief Strategic Partnerships and Community Engagement, also known as SPACE, Officer. He has previously served as Vice President of 3 areas: Vice President of Enrollment Management, Vice President of Student Engagement, and Vice President of Marketing. Most of his experience has been in enrollment management and admissions. He serves as an advisory board member to the Institute for Higher Education. He has accomplished a record high education enrollment and is recognized as a thought leader in the industry. He has presented and spoken at many state, regional, national conferences on several topics, including what can Starbucks, FedEx, and New York City subways teach us about enrollment management? He is particularly interested in what higher education can learn from other industries. Additionally, he is an avid reader and keeps up with the happenings within higher education. His participation also includes serving as a chair-elect of Leadership Houston and on the board of Born Global Community. He is also a certified emotional intelligence life coach and also the gentleman who orchestrated us being here at the University of St. Thomas for the 3rd year. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for our University of St. Thomas guest speaker, Arthur Ortiz.
Well, as you can tell, the balloons are not an issue for me, right? So we're so happy to have you all here. I'll stay behind the mic. I'm used to roaming around. We're so happy to have you all here. Thank you for the great introduction. You know, this is also about the great leaders that have put the next few days on for you. So let's give them another round of applause. And then my understanding is I believe you have 11 coaches from various colleges, universities in the back. I'd like them to stand up as well, because they're going to be answering. And that group of individuals, I know their life very well. It was a big part of my life, and I know how hard they work for their institutions and how much they give back and how much time they spend to provide students like you a great experience. I don't want to spend too much time speaking to you because you have a lot of great things ready, so I'm going to take about 5 minutes. But I just wanted to leave you with a couple of impressions. First of all, of course, formally welcome to University of St. Thomas. We are honored and thrilled to have you all here. You have presented yourself as leaders who have already taken a step to participate in this year's program. And that's a big step, right? You all, my understanding is you all are from all over. And I would just say all over the United States, but it's even more than the United States. So some of you all who are here for the first time, welcome to Houston. Welcome to our campus. For those that are not used to high humidity, I apologize, but it is good for your skin. Okay, so you'll make it. One thing I wanted to have you contemplate as you go through the next few days is to think about becoming good and becoming great at something. You know, the research shows, and you've probably seen this presented in different ways, but 18 minutes a day dedicated to something that you're interested in. Within a year, that exceeds about 109 hours, puts you basically in the top 5% of anyone else and their knowledge in that area. So the reason I mention this is because how many of you already know or have a good idea of some of your top goals in life? If you could raise your hand. It's okay if you don't. So whatever that passion, those goals are, an average of 18 minutes a day, and the reason I say only 18 minutes is not a long time, right? But it's consistency. It's with consistency and purpose. So anything that you're dedicated to, then 18 minutes a day. Just kind of keep that in perspective. Those times when you're doing things that seem really hard and inaccessible, one step at a time. 18 minutes per day, and you will get there. Okay? How many of you have ever heard of the Fresnel lens? So the Fresnel lens is basically a lot of concentric circles, a lot of prisms within one that really takes light and beams it out. The reason the Fresnel lens is so important because it has a story. Back in the 1800s and before, outside the coast of France, there were shipwrecks all the time. People were losing their lives. It became so serious that the French government set up a special commission to see what they could do about it in 1810. And in 1821, 1822, a scientist by the name of Augustin Jean Fresnel invented or came up with the Fresnel lens. And what makes the Fresnel lens unique is that before, for ships, for them to see the rocky shores, all they would do is they would take a lamp, a kerosene lamp, and they put it in between two mirrors, one of them concave, and it would reflect out into the water so they could see the shore was coming close. But this wasn't very effective, and it wasn't effective at all on foggy nights or when there was inclement weather. So they were losing many lives. So the Fresnel lens changed all of that. And the thing about the Fresnel lens that's so unique isn't so much that it produces new light, but it concentrates the light that's there and it beams it out. So when you're spreading, think about yourself, when you're spreading your energy too thin, you want to regroup and think about that Fresnel lens to where you kind of have that focus on what it is that your passion is, what your purpose is. And kind of like the Fresnel lens, that light will be magnified much stronger. So remember, 18 minutes, the concentration of your energies in the Fresnel lens. And then one last item I'd like to leave you with, and that's decision making. You know, there's been many studies to where they've asked individuals in all fields and organizations, think about your last 10 decisions, and you can kind of do that on your own. I mean, obviously I can't even remember my last 10 decisions, but in general, think about your last 10 decisions. And if someone were to ask you, did you make a good decision or a poor decision? Almost 100% of people would base whether or not they made a good decision or a poor decision on one thing: the outcome, the result. My word of warning to you is don't become a slave to outcomes, because one can make a great decision and there could be so many variables involved that it may not turn out the way that you want it to. Likewise, someone could make some very poor decisions and they get lucky and it ends up working out. And so they end up thinking that there's nothing that I have to change about my process or way of thinking. So the only sound way to look at decisions is you base it on the information you have available at the time. And I want you to think about decision making, because sometimes we are always looking for perfection, but it doesn't require perfection at all, right? All you can do is make the best decision at the time with the available information that you have. Some of the greatest inventors of all time, they failed time after time after time, but they learned that lesson that it's not dependent upon the result, it's dependent upon the purpose. So think about those three things: the 18 minutes, the concentration of focus, and then decision making and how you approach decision making. A lot of that will become involved during this week, right? And then the most important thing to me is be fair to yourself and be fair to others. Don't push yourself so hard that you only accept perfection. Be willing to challenge yourself to where it feels uncomfortable. That's great. That's what you want to do. But, you know, we spend too much time kind of beating ourselves down or doing it to someone else. It was mentioned today about family. I'm the youngest of 9. I have 4 older brothers and 4 older sisters. And I learned a lot from them. And this is your family. You know, over the next few days, you're going to become so close with people you've never met before. And that's fantastic. Stay in touch after this. Talk about your college decision making. Talk about projects you're working on. Talk about, you know, share your goals. You want to stay in touch, right? Because no matter what it is that we achieve in our life, it's all about those we did it with, that went along the way with us and shared our journey. And that's what you want to remember, right? Those who were there on the journey with you that helped you get to where you need to be. So with that, I know you have an exciting few days. You know, many of you are veterans of NHI, but those who are new and even those who are veterans, the expectations of how great you think it's going to be, they're going to be exceeded, I can guarantee you, because the energy in this room, the people in this room, is going to be fantastic. So congratulations on being here. I know that your parents and your families and your loved ones are proud of you, and you should be proud of yourself and be proud for each other. Welcome to the University of St. Thomas, and we'll be seeing you over the next few days.
Thank you very much, Arthur. I am now going to bring up 2 very important people of this year's 2025 Texas CWS. These 2 individuals will be your educational directors and take you guys through what I know is a life-changing experience. So without further ado, so that we can officially get this program up and going, I'd like for you guys to give a big round of applause for your educational directors, Angela Michele and Adam Brennan.
As with tradition, this Collegiate World Series was created over 20 years ago by a group of college interns from NHI. And when they were coming up with this CWS program, they had this idea. How do we make it more fun? How do we engage participants in this college application process? And they came up with this idea for the Collegiate World Series and sticking to this baseball theme. And with that being said, we're going to have Arthur throw out the first pitch to officially kick off this 2025 Texas Collegiate World Series. What? So Arthur, please.
All right, Sean, are you going to catch it?
Toss it out. What the?
I want to officially welcome you to the 2025 Texas CWS. Whether this is your first program, whether it's your second program, whether it's the third and final program, at the end of this week, you will be graduating from the National Hispanic Institute. Give yourselves a round of applause. Back when I started my NHI journey over 10 years ago, I came in as a student that was afraid to talk on the mic, that was afraid to network, and was very socially anxious. And here, over 10 years later, I'm speaking in front of you and continuing to develop myself through NHI. Throughout this week, you'll face many different challenges. Through the Thought Series or the Leak Series, we expect excellence, we expect a community of family, of just working together and being an NHI excellent person. With that being said, I want to hand it off to Angela to introduce the rest of our staff for this 2025 Texas CWS.
Hi everyone, I haven't met you yet. I'm Angela Michele and I'm one of your educational directors. I'm very, very excited. Like Adam, my journey with NHI started ye olden years of 2009 at my great debate in Texas. Cross-examination, anyone? Yay! Corpus Christi, anyone? Wave! Amazing. I also did the 2010 Texas LDZ, the 2011 Northeast CWS, and year after year I come back to serve for the best CWS in Texas. This program is only possible with the volunteers who come out. They come to almost every single program. You've probably seen them at a million different programs across the summer. It is our very, very wonderful staff. So give it up. We are going to shout it out for our senior mentors. Yoo-hoo! All right, as we call our senior mentors to the front, we ask that you stand in front of the stage, not on the stage, and we'll take some nice photos, and then we'll continue introducing the rest of the staff. How does that sound? Amazing. So, first up, we have Nicholas Bustillo from Allen, Texas, attending Texas Tech University. Fernanda Cabrera from Summit, Illinois, Moraine Valley Community College. Piper Davidson, Lebanon, New Hampshire, Mount Holyoke College. Juan Hernandez Roma from Denver, Colorado, Colorado State University. See? Yes! Highwood, Illinois, American University. Sophia Amagui, Southern Illinois, Loyola University. Alexander Torres, Dallas, Texas, UT Arlington. Nicholas Trujillo from Corpus Christi, Texas, Texas State University. Probably busy getting some kids settled in, you know. Okay, next we have Zoe Voorhees, Los Fresnos, Texas, University of Texas, San Antonio. Alrighty, can we all gather for a quick photo, quick?
Might shave us.
Great! And I can't do all the introducing, so I'm going to get Adam back up here and he's going to introduce our one and only umpires.
From Marshalltown, Iowa, Mia Aguilera. From San Antonio, Texas, Lorelai Mo. From Corpus Christi, Texas, Emily Chapa, who will be attending the University of California, Los Angeles. Garza, going to the California Institute of the Arts. Going to Tech de Monterrey. From Morgantown, Iowa, Aristeo Herrera going to Iowa State University. From Texas, Larissa Lopez going to Texas A&M University. From Highland Park, Illinois, going to Illinois State University.